Hey guys, it's your boy, Navon. I'm back. Today we're looking a little different. We're not at the desk. We're sitting on the couch that's usually in the background, which is pretty hype. Today I'm doing some live action. Your boy Navon got some packages, and we decided we're gonna do some live stuff. So welcome. Hope you have some fun. Today we're going to upgrade my sim rig setup, and then I'll kind of walk you through it as well while I also do that. And let's start with kind of what we got in the mail. I got two mad packages in the mail for upgrading my sim rig. So that's going to be exciting. I've been talking about it. We're going to upgrade the wheel. You guys will get to see that today. It's going to be exciting. But to start off, let's just do an overview of my sim rig real quick, and then I'll kind of do an unboxing, and then we'll put it together. So let's get that sim rig going on. Let's go. All right, so this is the sim rig that I have. I apologize for any screen tearing. The software I use to record this is a little jank sometimes. But yeah, so basically, we'll start off at the top here. This is a Thrustmaster TX with the Ferrari Alcantara wheel. I bought this used on eBay. I think I paid about 300 bucks for it. It was missing the power cord, and one of the ports in the back is broken, the one for the shifter, so I have to USB the shifter. And when these things are missing the power cord, you actually have to modify them. So if you've seen in my description, when I list the specs, I say this is Powersupply modded, which means I've modded it so that the power supply is replaced, and then I use this Asus laptop charging brick to power it. It's a pretty simple procedure. You just kind of cut some wires and do some light soldering. Nothing crazy. So today we're going to be replacing just the rim. This rim is very small. As you can see, my big, huge monster hands. Uh, it's not the ideal size for my monster grip. So hopefully this new rim is. And moving on to the shifter, we have a Thrustmaster TH8A. And I've modded it with a Clixbeetle Pro GT, whatever, the one that has the metal plate and the two metal bearings as well. It's pretty okay. I mean, the shifter I paid 80 bucks for it brand new, which it's the best low budget shifter you can get. Honestly, some of the Fanatec offerings are about the same price as this, and apparently are better and easier to use. I apologize for the shaky hands. Um, and so maybe if I was going to do this again, I'd probably pick up a Fanatec one. But this is a great first shifter. The mod makes it a lot more responsive. Like those thunks and chunks, man, those straight up don't happen unless you've modded it. So overall, it's a pretty good shifter. Bought it brand new. I have no complaints so far. I might change out the knob, but that's a future aesthetic thing. And then lastly, we have the T3pa Pedals, or the Pros, or whatever the fuck they call them these days. I bought those used for 60 bucks on Letgo, when Letgo was still a thing. Now it's OfferUp, and yeah, they're great. I had to clean them up a little bit, and then there was like a missing pad I had to put on. But other than that, that's just stock pedals. They just plug right into the wheelbase, so it's nothing crazy there. Um, those pedals leave a lot to be desired. If I was gonna upgrade any major component first, it's probably the pedals. They feel weird. The accelerator feels okay. The brake sometimes feels okay. The clutch feels like doo doo, diarrhea, dog shit. So there's that. As far as the stand goes, I'm using the GT Omega Apex racing stand. I got it on Black Friday for a nice deal. But when I bought it, it was like back ordered, so I had to wait like 3 months for it. It was pretty exciting. But yeah, it's a great stand. There's nothing wrong with it. There is like a component you can buy where you can buy like the racing chair base for it, where you can turn this into a full cockpit. I thought about doing that, but I think for my purposes, I want to just build an extruded aluminum cockpit, so I'll probably look somewhere else for it. Not a bad stand. If you're looking for a wheel stand, pick it up. I can't say there's anything wrong with it. It comes with straps to do all the cable management and all that, so it's good in my book. Yeah, everything mounted to it perfectly. As far as anything else for this goes, I'm just kind of running everything through. There's two USBs, one for the there's one for the shifter. That's the one for the wheel. There's one for the wheel, one for the shifter, and then there's the power cable. Pretty simple stuff. If you're ever trying to do like a budget setup, this is like the perfect budget setup, I would say. Maybe spend a little bit more money and swap that out for the Fanatec. I think it's just like 50 bucks more. And then only buy this if you can buy it used. Because the Ferrari wheel itself, this is like a $200 edition, I found out. I got the whole thing with the base for 300 bucks. Obviously, I had to do some work to it to make it operational, but it wasn't hard work. Oh, I was also missing the clamp, and I had to buy this stupid clamp from Ricmotech, which is it's just the worst. Ricmotech took like 80 years to get it to me, but to their credit, they did give it to me. Anyone who was selling the clamp on eBay was selling it for literally $100, so I got it for 30. I only wanted it for completion. You actually don't need it if you're using this wheel stand. I ran this rig without the clamp for months, and it's no different to the clamp with the stand. So if you're ever wondering, you don't need the clamp. So like I said, we're gonna start by doing this room. So let's do some unboxing. Then we'll kind of see what the fuck is up. We're doing Ashen style couch footage. I'm wiggling my hand in front of the camera for no specific reason. So I almost just doxed myself, which was cool. But I realized that I have my address on this package, so we're gonna try to not show you my address. So this is the package. This is gonna contain the adapter we need for the wheel, and this is also going to contain some paddles. I apologize for all the fucking dumb shit that's going on right now with the camera. It's because I'm being a fucking idiot and just moving it around for no discernible reason. Alright, so let's open this up with my fancy YouTuber knife. That's what this is. It says zombie killer on it. It's got like some skulls on the blade. This is just the worst knife. This is like the most cringe knife I've ever encountered in my life. That's what we got. Boom! And sometimes it's just that easy. So I apologize, guys. This can't be entertaining to watch. So this is the wheel adapter. The reason I had to get this weird adapter is because I want to maintain the Ferrari controls for like Euro Truck and stuff. I need those buttons, and I don't really want to set up a button box at this point in time. So this is the adapter. It goes where the wheel used to be, and then I believe these three screws are what attach to the new rim. So it's a nice gloss black. There's some other ones you can 3D print, and then there was also a steel one that you could buy, but I didn't really want to purchase a 3D printed product. I thought about buying the steel one, but it was just too expensive for what it was. So this was good. It was like it was 30 bucks for this, so nothing crazy. Let's move on to the next package. So because we're putting a bigger rim on, we had to order longer paddles. This is the largest size that they did. This way we could still use the shift paddles with a larger rim. So it came with two. I'm going to show you this one because the other one looks exactly the same. So there's that. So this is the rim. This is the SimRim. SimRim.com.org. Just kidding. No. This should be a knockoff eBay spoon rim. And you're going to see it for the first time, as I will be seeing it for the first time right now. And there it is. It's white. No, I'm joking. Got a nice little bag. That's exciting. I have a little piece of shit on my hand. By piece of shit, I meant tape. We got the spoon logo, horn. I do want to make this work at some point. I like the idea of having a horn. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work with this. In fact, so this is like the hole that we have. So that's not going to work. So this is no bueno edition. But I will keep this. I do want to make a horn work in the future. And I promise I'll make it happen. We got some hardware. I'm assuming there's some jumper cables in there, which is probably for the horn. And then there's just an Allen key and then a couple screws, which is nice. Let's get to the main event though, the rim itself. I was looking for Alcantara, but I couldn't quite find an Alcantara rim. So I ended up going with this. Look at that. That looks pretty good. It smells like absolute trash. It's got the Momo brand on it. This is not a Momo wheel. It feels really nice. Actually, this leather feels a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. It's hard to model this for the camera. There it is. This was 60 bucks. This actually feels pretty quality for 60 bucks. This feel like, if I had to say the quality level of this compared to something I've already shown you, it feels a little bit higher quality than the Ferrari wheel that's already on there. Let's just kind of get into this. I'm gonna switch to like another angle where you guys can see what the fuck I'm doing. I gotta grab some tools. I don't know how many tools, and I kind of just threw all of the bags of like bits and bobs and tools on the floor. So I'll be right back. Here's a better look at this wheel. Hey, I'm back. Alright. If you were ever wondering what the fuck was to my right, it's another desk. That's what's there. We're here. We're ready to go. We're going to start by removing this wheel. Hopefully it turns out okay. I gotta go grab a screwdriver real quick so I can, there's a little screw right here that I gotta undo, and then this will just kind of unscrew. So it's a whole, they say it's like a quick release. It's not really quick, and it's not really a release. It's pretty simple. There's just a screw that like locks it into place down here, as you can see that I'm unscrewing, and then there's like a little collar around it, and you can twist the collar, and then the wheel comes right off. They make it so that you can, you know, put more wheels on it, because they make other wheels. They have a bigger Ferrari wheel that they make. I think that's like $300 though. It's really expensive. That's me undoing the collar. I got the screw out, and then it should just come right out. So that's the Ferrari wheel. So yeah, so we're trying to maintain these buttons, which is the main reason we bought the adapter. I want these buttons because of Euro Truck. I think the D-pad's gonna go a little weird, but we'll be fine. So I can do a quick size comparison of this rim compared to the new rim. Let's get them both in frame at the same time, or else it's not a size comparison. Hold on. Okay, whatever. You guys kind of get the gist. This one's like much bigger. Like the old one fits within within the new one. This is a weird angle. I need to just, here, let's do this. Boom. Yeah. See, the old one fits within the new one. For 60 bucks, you really can't beat that. There's some weird, like they didn't stitch this back piece. They just kind of cut the pieces of faux leather. But it's okay. I also wasn't expecting real leather. It feels close to real leather though. I have a faux leather jacket that feels way less real than this. So, all right. But yeah, we got the base rim detached. Now we're gonna be undoing these bolts to remove the rim. How you guys' day going so far? Mine's doing pretty good. This top bolt was, I'm pointing, this top bolt was a small one, and then the next bolt I did after that, or screw, they're not bolts, they're screws. The next screw I did after that was this longer one. Sorry, that's on the end of the Allen. It's this longer one. So that's something to note, is that some of these appear to be longer. Alright, so now we've undid that. We've undid all of these. And that undid this little piece is coming out. I'm sure there's instructions I'm supposed to be following. I'm kind of just playing this by ear. There's some screws under these paddles that we have to get at. You can hardly see it, but there's a little tab right there, and there's a screw in there that we have to get at. But before we can get there, we have to get the screws around here off. And since we're taking these pedals off anyways and replacing them with new ones, I'm just gonna remove all the screws there. These are Phillips. These aren't Allens. They put the Allens there to make it look more realistic, because real steering wheels use Allens. I wouldn't put this steering wheel on a real car. I wouldn't do that. Just buy a real Momo. Like, if you're not, as far as I'm concerned, a steering wheel is a safety feature in a vehicle. And I've seen too many videos on Reddit of people driving and then their steering wheel snaps off because they bought a cheap $20 eBay steering wheel for their 99 Civic. And all I'm telling you guys is just buy, like, don't buy a cheap wheel for your real car. Buy a cheap wheel for your fake cars. I realized that we can't get these pedals off. Like I said, there's that little screw underneath here, but there's holes through the pedal so I can reach the screw. Big brain. They thought about everything. Except for the fact that my screwdriver doesn't fit through here. It kind of does, but not the way that they intended me to fit through here. Just get in there. Okay. I had another. Okay. Well, I have a smaller screwdriver kit, so let me go grab that real quick. I do know where that is, so I'll be right back. Also, I forgot to mention that when I bought this base and the Ferrari rim all together in one package, they came with a spare Momo rim. The rim was fake, and I'm pretty sure I threw it in the garbage. It was like Alcantara, but the Alcantara felt so crappy. And then the wheel was actually smaller than the one I'm replacing now, so I felt no need. It was like a fake Momo, which I'm using a fake Momo, and my fake Momo is better than that fake Momo. And we have a spring that came out. I'll try to keep that all together. If you've ever taken like an Xbox controller apart, you know exactly what just probably happened there. All the buttons are like they're not like mounted, so they're kind of just floating. So that's this wheel taken off. So, oh yeah, also a part of this new one is that it's a deep dish, but it's not. I actually tried to get not as deep as some of the deep dishes. Like, if you went to go look for just a deep dish rim on like eBay, you get some really deep ones that are like all the way out here. I wanted something that kind of felt nice to use, and then if I wanted to go and drift with it, I wouldn't have to worry so much about it being not deep dish. So that's for consideration. I thought this was the best wheel I could get, and I wanted to kind of keep it looking like the stock wheel as well. I might in the future chuck this on like a quick disconnect and use this for like a set of cores or something. I know you can actually get like real quick disconnects for this, so I might do something like that. Stay tuned if you want to find out what happens to that. And then you can see where the 3 longer screws were. They're encircled by bigger holes. I realized that's because they hold in this whole piece. So let's grab the adapter. Stop lollygagging. And should be. So they gave us some screws on here. They're Allen heads, which means they're for the wheel itself, and they're not for the base attachment. But before we actually do this, let's not do this, and let's switch these pedals out. So they are a bit longer. They just like on the website. I always do this where like I go and buy something off Amazon. Also, if you're opening this, this is just for any controller. If you open it, keep the buttons pointed down because they will fall right the fuck out. I promise you that. Any day of the week, I promise you that. Anyways, okay, I see how this works. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I do this thing where I'm on the internet, and I'm just like I go and buy it, and I always think it's huge because I don't know, for some reason I always think it's gonna be huge, and then I get it and it's not huge, and I have no one to blame but myself for that. That's the top. I'm not going to flip this over because all the buttons will fall out. So this is where the paddles are mounted. They're mounted on the back here with these screws. So I'm just gonna undo this until I get to the paddles. So, in case you're wondering, in these two barrel spots, there is, let's see if I can get this closer to you guys. In those two barrels, these ones, there's springs. I can feel them. So watch out when you're taking this apart because there's springs in there. Yeah, I should probably tell you guys where I got this from. The paddle and the adapter came from srhardware.com. So it's simracinghardware.com. That's where the paddle and the adapter came from. The new paddles and the new adapter. I should check to see. So we just took out. Yeah, so we just took out the right paddle. So right here we're putting a screw. Right there we put a screw. We got to put the screw in the top, but this holds it down enough so we don't have to worry so much. So, all right, I'm just gonna kind of speed through this other one. This is the same setup and process as the last paddle. There's nothing different. So I'm just gonna speed through this, and then I'll show you guys the end result, and then we'll kind of zip everything up and throw the adapter on. Close this case right up so we don't have to worry about any buttons falling out. We don't have to worry about any paddles coming out. So we're test clicking. They're clicking. They feel a little floppy compared to the original ones, but again, that's just what happens when you put a longer lever on something. It's always gonna feel a little bit more floppy. So I'm pretty happy with that so far. Let's stick this adapter on. So there's 3 holes that are recessed. That's so that the bolts that we're gonna attach this with go in flush, so we can put the wheel on top and not have it bulge out. The adapter kind of just sits like that. I believe they intend us to use the original long screws on this. They have not given me a manual. There's probably one on their website. I'm not going to look it up because I don't want to do that. Okay, so they don't want us to use the original screws. It comes with, so I'm not gonna cut that part out, but it's gonna be in there. It comes with 3 way longer screws than the original screws. Those are going to go in these recessed holes. And it's just that easy sometimes, you know. Bada bing, bada boom. The adapter's been on. So let's stick the wheel on and see where we're at. So now we take the wheel, and the wheel goes onto the adapter, and then we drive game. We do game drive. Game. Video game. One moment. I knew this was going to be an issue. There's a QC sticker on the back of that, and you can see it through the one hole on this wheel. So we're just going to get rid of that. I don't want to see that. That's going to bother me for the rest of my days if I leave that on. And I don't want that. I don't care if it passed QC. I just don't want that there. Alright, so I was able to get rid of that sticker. The sticker's still on the back, but I was able just to clean out the hole enough to where you can't see it. So I'm leaving it like that. There's a triangle of holes. I will show you guys once I attach it, but there is 3 holes, one at the top, one on the left, and one on the right that we're using here. And boom bada bing. We got the wheel set up. This is a bigger wheel. It's been adapted. We have the long paddles, which I can still reach at the edge. Let's see if my thumb can even get under where the D-pad is. No. It cannot. I'll have to figure something out there. Because I do actually use the D-pad. The whole reason you do this is so you can use all the buttons still. So I can reach all of the buttons. Not easily. They're reachable though. I'll have to figure out what to do with this, because my finger does not fit under there to hit this D-pad. That is not happening. So let's stick her on and see what she looks like. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to go into the driver and crank some of the force feedback, because I believe this wheel being heavier is going to make that a little bit more difficult. So there it is, it's on there. Okay, let's show some gameplay and then we'll kind of just go from there. But as far as this is done, we got it secure. It feels pretty good. For a fake Momo, this wheel feels great, like I said. So we can't reach the D-pad. I'm a little sad about that. I wish we had some D-pad ability here, but you know. But yeah, you guys get to jump over to the gameplay immediately. I get to set this up for like another hour or two, and then I'll play some Forza with it. But I'll see you guys there. We're in the rig. We're ready to go. I had to adjust this thing like quite a bit. Also, I should probably mention this. If you notice that I forgot to put the spring under the adapter, it's because I did. So I found it on the floor and I took it out, I put the spring in. So the spring's in there. Don't worry about that. Don't go commenting, hey, you forgot the spring, because I didn't. I put it back in. I just didn't film it because I was cleaning stuff up. We're ready to go. I'm at my computer. I'm farther away than I usually am. I think that's just because the wheel setup's a little different now. So I went out to my car and I measured all like the measurements of the wheel to the seat, from the seat to the pedals to the wheel, and just triangulated it and just slowly got that all together. Sorry, I'm not paying attention for some reason. Yeah, so I got that all together. So now we are just gonna go into the driver here. This is the Thrustmaster control panel that we're on right now. Right down there. Okay, so I think we're gonna end up upping some of the settings, the overall strength. I had it set to 75 before, and I think we might bump it up to 100. But let's do some test forces real quick. So, okay. Basically, what you see happening. I'm sorry, I'm not talking. I'm trying to pay attention to the feedback. What you see happening right here is what's happening in real life, just with a bigger wheel. And I believe what I'm gonna do is we're gonna punch this up to about 85. So this is Navon's first drive with his wheel. It feels realistic, is my current feeling about it. It's nice having the bigger wheel, 100%. It's like there's a lot more to grab. I feel like I can recover from more. Turning the forces up was useful. I had it knocked down to 75 based off of I forget his name now, but there's the if you look up like budget wheels, what budget wheel to get, there's the one YouTuber, he's got the black hair, sometimes has a beard, he's in the sim racing. Anyways, he recommended the TX, like wholeheartedly. He was like, get the TX, it's the best wheel to get. And I ended up getting the TX because of him. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, he also did a video on his settings, that he was like, these are the perfect settings, don't mess with them. And so I just set my settings to his, and I just was like, yeah, that's good enough for me. We're swapping over to a drift car real quick, so I want to try out this drift zone. It's I converted it to rear wheel drive and gave it way more beans than it traditionally has. Oh man. It feels easier to drift. I don't know if it's because the snow in the game or my wheel, but I'm definitely having an easier time. I'm not super good at drifting, as you've just seen. It's a lot easier to kind of comprehend what the fuck is going on. Uh-oh, what? Alright. And so, my real-life car is in this game, kinda, in two ways. So let's go get it in there. And you know what? Let's hop into, like, a Ferrari or something. And... No, I don't want to travel. Oh, man, I'm missing the D-pad. I missed the D-pad, guys. I'm gonna go grab a Ferrari or something. Something that needs pedals. And then we're gonna go and kind of cruise with that. 458 to tell you. It's definitely much more of a reach to get to the paddle shifters, but they don't feel that much different than the stock ones, I'll have to say. It feels pretty similar to the stock ones. I'm getting like a new feeling I've never felt before using this rig, where I feel a lot closer to being in the game than I did before, and it's kind of scaring me a little bit. I feel like I have more control over where I'm turning, and it definitely feels more real, which is always a positive. Let's hop into... when I interrupted myself to get in the Ferrari, because I want to test out the paddles, let's hop into my car. I drive a 2016 Honda Civic Coupe in red. So we're going to slide on over to cars. We're going to hit the Hondas up. And so there's two kind of versions of my car in this game. So they do have the coupe. They even have, it's 2016. But GRC must be some like racing group or something, because it's really racing. It's like... it's balls to the wall. Mine actually does kind of look like that. I have a stock front end, but mine does have a lip, and I did put a Type R wing on it. I'll have to show you guys a picture someday. Today's not that day. While the outside looks like my car, that car does not function like my car. Instead, we're gonna hop into the Type R, which the interior is the dead same as my car. So like basically the front end of the Type R is what I have on my coupe. So just combine those two in your head, and you have it. You know what's bothering me is the in-game camera is too high. I don't know if I can change it. I don't think I can. It definitely feels less notchy. It feels more smooth. I can still feel the notches, obviously, but because I'm farther away from the center of the base, like the direct drive wheel, I can feel less of the notches. But also because of that, I can feel less of the wheel itself. So maybe gain might need to be adjusted a little higher in some games now. It's not bothering me that much. In fact, I'd almost say the gain is... Oh, that's not too high. That's just about right. It's supposed to be unpleasant, so that's not that bad. It's great. So I'm having a good time. The wheel's working fine. I do miss the function of having a D-pad. Yeah, because my wheel setup was so... The wheel was so small, I was really close to the wheel to make up for it. And that made it so that my pedals were super far away. What are we doing? I hate the snow. Anyways, they made it so my pedals were very far away. And that was the whole thing. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, this is good. I don't have a single problem with this. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to put all the links for all the stuff that I use in this video below. So the SR hardware, the adapter, the paddles, the wheel itself. I'm going to put all that in below. As well as I always put my computer specs and my rig specs in all the descriptions of the games I'm playing racing in. If it's just a game I'm not playing racing in, I just put my computer specs in. So if you wanted to check out those and you wanted to build a similar rig, you can see everything I'm running below. Other than that, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. It does seriously help a lot. We're trying to get to 10 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's hope it happens. Woo! But yeah, thank you for watching. I've been Navan. Hope you guys have a nice day. Bye bye.